Introduction. Trigonometry can be used to determine the height or length of an object or the distance between the two objects. In such applications of trigonometry, we come across some basic terms: horizontal line, line of sight, angle of elevation, and angle of depression. Now let us briefly understand these terms. Horizontal line. Consider an observer and an object like clock tower. A line which is parallel to the earth's surface from the observation point to the object is called the horizontal line. Line of sight. Now consider observer looks at the top of the clock tower. The line drawn from the eye of an observer to the point in the object viewed by the observer is called the line of sight. Angle of elevation. The angle between the line of sight and horizontal line when the line of sight is above the horizontal line is called the angle of elevation. In this case, observer raises head to look at the object. Note that the angle of elevation increases when it is towards the perpendicular or object, and it decreases when the observer moves away from the perpendicular. Angle of depression. Now consider an observer and a plant on ground. We know horizontal line is parallel to the earth's surface and it is drawn from observer point. Line of sight is a line drawn from the eye of an observer to the object. Now, the angle between the line of sight and horizontal line when the line of sight is below the horizontal line is called the angle of depression. In this case, observer lower head to look at the object. Angle of elevation and angle of depression are always acute angles. Drawing figures to solve problems. We need to draw figures for solving the problems of height and distance. The following points are to be considered while drawing the figures. All the objects such as towers, trees, buildings, ships, mountains, etc. shall be considered as linear for easy calculation. The angle of elevation or angle of depression should be considered with reference to the horizontal line. The height of the observer can be neglected if it is not given in the question. Let us consider an example. Observer is on roof of the building and crow is on tree. The horizontal line is formed parallel to the earth's surface and it is drawn from observer point. Now observer raises head to look at the crow, which leads to the formation of line of sight. Now observer offers a piece of bread to the crow by throwing it on ground. Here observer lowers his head to look at the crow. We can observe that the line of sight is formed below the horizontal line. Finally, formation of line of sight above and below horizontal line leads to angle of elevation and angle of depression.
Five Mantra, the complete education.